Well, I appreciate the question. We box ourselves into answers sometimes thinking that you need to cut critical programs, and now Social Security is on the table, and where in the world does that come from? One of the greatest safety nets we have. Let's take a look at how to use the money we have now more efficiently. We've spent $1 trillion on 3 overseas conflicts, billions and billions of more ahead of us with no end in sight. When I say end the wars now, I mean end them now, bring our troops home, and reinvest that money in the ways we need to get that budget balanced. The other is, I think that we have got to end the Bush tax cuts for the highest 2% in the country. And the other thing that I would do is I would start auditing the defense budget the way we audit all other budgets for the federal agencies, find the efficiencies there. You do just those 3 things, cuts, efficiencies, adjusting the revenue like I suggested, and you get yourself a balanced budget.
You described in your question the traditional approaches to dealing with an economic downturn, and in this instance, a deficit as well. Cutting programs or budget cuts and increasing taxes. And the truth of the matter is that our nation and our state can neither tax nor cut its way back to prosperity. The only way that we get there is to create more jobs so that we create more revenue, to not only be able to have our consumers be able to participate in the economy, but also to provide that revenue that's critical to all government funding. I would use as a down payment the money that we spend on Iraq and Afghanistan, which is about 1/10 of the cost of or the total of our nation's deficit, as a down payment, 10% right off the top, and then use the increasing revenues from the people that we put back to work to balance our budget over the decade.
We absolutely need a balanced approach to getting us out of this financial crisis. We need to just gather around, talk, work together, and we can make it happen. But with the right priorities, we don't have to cut so deeply that it's going to impact middle-class families and those who are struggling. I don't support balancing the budget on the backs of the needy or impacting our seniors who are so reliant on Social Security and Medicare. We do need to find smarter, more efficient ways to do things, close tax loopholes, review tax expenditures, just like we've done in Oregon. We need to end the Bush tax cuts for the wealthiest and tax benefits for individuals, corporations, and industries that don't need them. And these are the first steps that we need to take, but I want to make it clear that we do need to make sure that we're standing up for the most vulnerable, getting people back to work so that they can provide for their families. It is a matter of priorities. I'm going to get to work and get the work done.